Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. As you guys know, I am on remote location here in the Pacific, but I still have content to bring to you guys on this Monday morning. Is Victoria Fuller headed to Bachelor in Paradise? Beach gonna get messy fast. Let's look at what she's saying. We'll get into this. Do me a favor, follow me if you haven't already on Instagram at dneals right up there, and also subscribe and like this video for all of the content we're bringing to you guys. It's barrel scraping Dave, but hey, judging by this lay, it's also Hawaiian Dave, and there's no better version of Dave than a sunburnt Dave, I'll tell you that much. So she answers the question. Whenever they do these Ask Me Anything questions on Instagram, it's just a way for them to get information out there. You know, it's like, ask me anything. And are you ever going to paradise? And she says, stand by. And she puckers up her lips in a way only Victoria Fuller can. And of course, the comment section says, yes, bring on the mess. OMG, yes. Please, because her slow dancing on stage with Peter while singing every word to Chase Rice while he's staring at her and Peter is just not even noticing is the funniest thing I've ever seen on The Bachelor. Yes, drama follows Victoria Fuller around. If you even remember at all what I believe to be Peter Weber's hometown date with Victoria, what a mess. One second they're in love, the next second they're fighting. Get her to the beach. So let's just play what she has to say on the clickbait podcast. Victoria Fuller reveals if she's interested in going on Bachelor in Paradise. So it seems to be that they are just loading this thing up for a definite. So she's teasing it, they're teasing it, and then here, let's watch what they have to say.
Person for this upcoming season of Paradise.
Yeah,
because
I was gonna say, are any of the guys on your roster from The Bachelor land?
I will say this though, before you go, because I want to hear what you have to say. In Paradise, if a guy's into you, he does have to wow you, and he's got to do it fast because there isn't that much time.
He ain't getting that rose.
So
and
yeah,
he ain't getting that rose.
Let's hear your thoughts.
About Paradise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Paradise
No, about the war in Ukraine. Yeah, about Paradise.
is a great place to meet somebody. I think it does move fast, and that part scares me a little bit just because I like to take my time with things, but I'm open to that. I mean, like, I hope that someone would want to pursue me and put all of their energy into me if they like me, and if they don't, then what the fuck are you doing?
Okay, so you are open to going to Paradise.
Like, all that to say. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. Possibly, maybe.
Is there?
Yeah, I mean, the uninterrupted time, and you're listening to someone who's engaged right now because of Paradise. I mean, it worked out for some people, and
Right.
and I feel like personally, if you went, you are gonna know, you just, because you've dated, because you've been in love, and
By the way, there's an ice cream truck playing in the background, and you can see Joe noticing the ice cream truck. I don't know if your headphones are as good as mine, but that's so annoying.
it's worked, things hasn't worked. You just kind of have a good grasp of who you are and what you want. And so if they're there, I think it could be real good for you.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah, I love that.
I would enjoy seeing Victoria Fuller on sand on Bachelor in Paradise just to see if she can be compatible with like a normal human, because obviously it didn't work out with Peter Weber. We haven't really seen her with too many other relationships. There's been a couple things. She was sort of like quasi dating David Portnoy. She's had a few others, but hey, look, I think she's a born again virgin. I hate to put that on somebody. I think she said that, and it'd be interesting to see what she looks like with other relationships. Precisely to see if the same toxicity that happened with Peter Weber goes with her to Bachelor in Paradise. Because if that happens, then we go, oh, it's really more about her and less about the relationship with Peter Weber. But maybe just the relationship with Peter Weber, was the bad version of her. As we all know, when we're in a relationship that's not the right one, we bring out the bad side of ourselves, which is kind of, I thought, what we saw with Victoria Fuller. I think, the right guy that challenges her, that is like sturdy in his foundation, that can deal with her sort of like wild antics, Because no one can wield a glass of red wine around like Victoria Fuller. You ever see her Instagram story? She just wielding that glass, like she wields it like it's a Harry Potter wand. Anyway, all right, finish us strong here, Victoria.
Love hearing that there's like success stories out of it,
I mean, there is so many from this last season.
By the way, don't call it a success story when you've been engaged for 6 months, okay? It's a success story when you've lasted a couple of years. Like, no offense to Joe and Serena, but like they're not exactly a success story yet.
right.
Well, and I also think, Natasha, you nailed it on the head. You know what you want, which is very important, because I think a lot of people go there and they don't, or they don't really care. They're just going to experience it, which is fine. But when you do have a purpose, you'll know pretty quickly if this is going to work or you're wasting your time.
Right. Yeah, and I'm not somebody who's just gonna like hang around. Like if I did go and there was somebody, like I'd be into it. But if there's not, then I'll like check myself out and be like, peace, because I don't care. Like I'm not gonna go just to get fucking Instagram followers. Like I'm too old for this shit, and I need to find somebody. So
The idea, though, that I'm too old for this, like I get what she means here, but also I wonder if, and again, I don't like, let's not pretend like we really know these people, right? We see them a little bit on our TV or on Instagram, but I wonder if Victoria is the type to fly, the fight or flight. I wonder if her, instant reaction to something that she doesn't like is flight, because I feel like relationships, sometimes it takes a little bit of work. And I know people go, no, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Everything's, it's like, okay, sometimes. But sometimes you have to peel back your layers of defensiveness. Sometimes you have to peel back your layers of ego, all these other things to kind of get to your inner child. And I wonder if Victoria is not giving relationships the time and patience that are needed to accept the other part of the relationship, for who they are, both positives and for their faults, because everyone's got faults.
there's that.
Well, we said this a long time ago. It's like if you went on the fucking Bachelor or Bachelorette, you're not great at dating. You just got to take that in, all of us.
No.
We just got to bring it in and appreciate the fact that, you know what, we might need a little help.
All right, so Natasha's just nailing it. She's saying, listen, for all of us that have gone on a dating show on TV, it means we're not good at it, because if we were good at it, we'd probably be in a relationship. And now look, that's not to say that people in relationships are happy or this or that, but chances are, if you've made it, like most of these people here, into their 30s doing multiple rounds of a dating show, maybe the problem's not the format of the show. Maybe the problem's you, and it's kind of hard to separate one from the other.
That's the truth right there, sister. So
Okay, so I'm sure there's a lot of guys that are going on the show that could potentially be listening to this podcast. So, what
Joe, they're not listening to the podcast. They're listening to my recaps of your podcast.
advice would you give them if they were trying to pursue you?
make it known that you like me, because I don't play games. If you are trying to play this game where you're like there 1 minute, not there, and trying to get my attention, it doesn't work. I'm just like, we got to figure it out. So just show me that you like me, and by doing so, pursue me is all I can really say.
I like that. Do you guys like that? I think that's solid. Spell it out. Tell her your intentions. You like her. Tell her how you're going to try to win her over, and let chips fall as they may.
Yeah.
I don't know what pursue. Like, doing backflips and shit. I don't fucking know. Like, do something. Wow me.
But of course, wow her. That's why she would be so good on Bachelor in Paradise, because, men run around like they're in a new car lot. They're like, ooh, there's a Buick and there's a Honda, and they're all over the place. They're rubbernecking. And, but don't get me wrong, someone like Victoria Fuller, the second she steps foot on sand, she's going to command attention. No offense to some of the younger ladies that are in Bachelor Nation. Victoria Fuller is nothing short of royalty when it comes to Bachelor Nation. And she's kind of earned that. She's whether you like her or not, she delivers with her character and her personality. Speaking of delivering, now that you watched this far, I can't officially make any announcements yet, but it looks like I'm going to be speaking at a college in Chicago at the end of May. that is a course that's being taught for Bachelor Nation. So it's a course being taught in college regarding Bachelor Nation, and someone in the class had asked the professor to get me to speak. So it looks like I'll be doing that, and with that, it looks like I might be doing some stand-up shows in Chicago end of May. I don't have any details or any of that. Just follow me on Instagram at dneals if you're in the Chicago area and you want to come to a stand-up show. And hey, maybe we'll get a Chicago deep dish pizza, and maybe we'll go to a baseball game. Who knows? All right, folks, more content coming your way. We'll see you in a minute. Bye, guys.